Welcome to the Strategy Deployment Introduction. It's a quick training session where we cover X matrix and roadmap to point to the true north. Systematically realize your vision. Why is it important? Well, the success rate of strategy execution is incredibly low. The fail percentage found in scientific studies range from as low as 7% to as high as 90%, with an average of about 50%. Even though a slight improvement can be seen over the years, such percentages of failure are not particularly satisfying. After all, it means that every second initiative fails implementation. To do better, we need to translate a compelling vision into strategies and objectives, and those into aligned tactical implementation plans. This strategy deployment course builds the skills you need to effectively lead a cross-functional team through the process of strategic planning, stakeholder alignment, and implementation management, so you can realize your shared vision and ambitions. As a strategy deployment professional, you are guiding your team through the strategic planning workshop to clarify the vision and mission, analyze internal strengths and weaknesses, and also external opportunities and threats, the SWOT. You will then identify gaps and issues that need to be addressed to achieve the mission. From here, you will formulate goals and objectives to set up the X matrix, which serves as a compass to guide the organization and ensures its long-term growth and sustainability. Using this corporate compass as a base, you will then develop the strategy deployment roadmap, specifying initiatives, activities, timing, resources, goals and deliverables, the blueprint to achieve the mission. Roles for this course include sponsor, student, and coach. The sponsor allocates resources and provides context, such as an unclear strategy, lack of commitment, delayed implementation, or resistance to change. The student, like you, invests time to develop and implement the strategy deployment system. The coach, like me, evaluates progress, provides advice, and gives feedback. Building the strategy deployment system is one of the most important, most exciting, and most challenging exercises an organization can undertake. It requires the full engagement of the leadership team and a capable moderator, the strategy deployment professional, to guide the team through the planning and alignment process, a prerequisite for successful implementation. Why does strategy execution fail? That's the first question to ask. And there are 20 reasons. Number 1, unclear communication. No or insufficient communication. Lack of commitment. Insufficient or inadequate resources. Isolated and fragmented actions. Ambiguous or conflicting goals. No or unclear strategy. No clear priorities. Ambiguous responsibilities. Lack of performance information. Silo behavior and sub-optimization. Wrong or ineffective culture. Resistance to change. Overcomplexity. Insufficient management capabilities. Delays, like the plans are not met. Budget is exceeded. Lack of middle management support. Strategy is not adapted to changes. And finally, poor leadership. Here the solution, the strategy deployment course. In this training course, you will learn how to systematically develop and deploy strategy, covering 10 key topics. And those are the model, the process, values, vision, mission, objectives, X matrix, roadmap, and finally an exercise. We start with the strategy deployment model. Strategy deployment, or Hoshin Kanri, is a systematic planning and implementation method that ensures an organization has an aligned strategy with clear goals that drive actions at every level. So it looks like a pyramid. On top are the organizational values, then the vision, the mission, the objectives, and actions. Between the values and the vision, there is a sense of being, translated into thinking, translated into planning, translated into doing. So the strategy deployment ensures a consistent direction and clear communications so that every employee is engaged and pulls into the same direction, the true north. The 3 disciplines of strategy deployment. It starts with the values, then the vision, mission, objectives, and actions. And they are connected in 3 different ways. Number 1, through strategic planning. To take an aspiration and translate it into achievable goals, and those goals into tangible actions. That's part A. Part B, employee empowerment. Engage people and empowering them so they can excel. And part C, performance management. Plan, do, check, act to make sure things happen and a strategy is deployed. And here the process. Strategy planning and deployment in 7 steps. 1. Establish organizational values, vision, and mission. 2. Develop strategic plan and breakthrough objectives. 3. Take those long-term objectives and develop annual objectives, the X matrix and roadmap. 4. Take those annual objectives and deploy them to teams, develop plans, and set targets. And use the Catchball process to make sure everybody is aligned. 5. Implement plans, track progress, and measure impact. 6. Review progress, weekly, monthly, quarterly. And use the feedback process PDCA, plan, do, check, act. 7. Annual performance review for reflection and learning. And feedback those learnings into number 1 and into number 3, into those planning steps. Catchball process translates objectives into strategies. Here an example. Our objective is customer satisfaction, and the strategy is improved delivery. This strategy becomes the objective of the next level down. So it means the objective is improved delivery, and the strategy is we do that by eliminating delays. That's the strategy. We take this, it becomes the objective of the next level down. Eliminate delays. So how do we do that? We do that by reducing handling errors. It becomes the objective of the next level down. Reducing handling errors. We do that by implementing a Kaizen project. And there is ownership for each level. The leadership level, the management level, the supervisory level, and the operators level. Again, number 1 is to translate objective into a strategy. 2, we make the strategy the objective for the next level down. Number 3, we ensure full alignment between all the levels. That's Catchball. Vision. Creating a vision statement. A vision is an inspirational statement of an idealistic, emotional future state. It grounds the group so it can actualize some existential impact on the world. We can say, you can't be what you can't see. So we need to be able to see. And here's the checklist. A vision must be inspiring. So ask the question, is it exciting? It must be ambitious. So is it bigger than you? It must be good. Does it create a better world? It must be unique. Is it special and unmistakably you? Is it clear? Does it paint a clear picture of the future? It must be simple. Is it easy to communicate and understand? And it must be feasible. Is it real, not too broad or reliant on superlatives? Here a quote. If you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. From Steve Jobs. The vision statement describes our hope or ambition. Here are some examples. Italian excellence that make the world dream. Ferrari. A future in which people live in harmony with nature. World Wildlife Fund. To be our customers' favorite place and way to eat and drink. McDonald's. Alzheimer Foundation. A world without Alzheimer's disease. Become number 1 or number 2 in every market we serve and revolutionize this company to have the strength of a big company combined with the leanness and agility of a small company. General Electric in the 80s. Walmart. Be the destination for customers to save money. Be the world's most customer-centric company. Amazon. And Ted, the power of ideas to change attitudes, lives, and ultimately the world. We just learned the basics of strategy deployment. In the actual course, we will apply them to develop the X matrix, to translate the mission into strategies and aligned implementation plans, the roadmap. Developing the X matrix. The X matrix is a graphical tool for strategic planning and communication of the plan. It visually connects mission, objectives, strategies, tactics, metrics, targets, and owners. It serves as a compass to guide the organization and ensure its long-term growth and sustainability. And it looks like that. It has several elements that are connected. Now we are going to learn how to do that. Strategy deployment system. It consists of two elements. Number one, the X matrix. It's used for strategy planning. Plus, the roadmap. It's used for implementation management. And the roadmap must cover at least 12 rolling months. Strategy deployment is a continuous process to realize your vision. There are two elements. A vertical element, the formal strategy deployment or Hoshin Kanri, and a horizontal element, the informal consensus building or Nemawashi. It starts from the top. The strategy is deployed into sites using the PDCA Plan, Do, Check, Act process. From the site, it's deployed into functions, into departments, also using the PDCA process. And from the functions, it's deployed into teams, also using the PDCA process, Plan, Do, Check, Act. Strategy deployment exercise. To start your session, you need to define 7 key points. Number 1. What do we want to achieve? Define the vision, mission, goal, objective, the must-win battle. Why is it important? Why should anyone care? What is in for them? Define the incentives. Where to focus? Define the scope, what's included and what's excluded. Who is involved? Who leads? And who supports? Define ownership, roles and responsibilities. When do we start? When to finish? Define the timeline, milestones and due dates. How do we measure success? Define key indicators to measure progress and impact. And finally, how much do we plan to invest and how much do we expect to benefit? Define the business case. Strategy deployment mindset is all about planning and leadership. Here are some inspiring quotes. From Jack Welch: "Control your destiny, or somebody else will. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today." Malcolm X. And the future starts today, not tomorrow. John Paul II. And here my favorite: "A vision without action is a daydream, and action without a vision is a nightmare." So make sure you use strategy deployment to act with vision. I have come to an end, and I hope you enjoyed this introduction into strategy deployment. All I can recommend you now is to go to leanmap.com/academy and complete the course, implement your strategy deployment system, and earn your certificate. I promise you, it will be worth it. Thanks for listening. This was Jörg Münzing from LeanMap.